In 1973, I'm sitting in the makeup room. That's the source of all my, because I didn't even know what to do to get information. The only place that information came to me was the gossip in the makeup room. That's the only place. I'm sitting in there waiting to get my face done in the makeup room, and I hear that Agnes Nixon is selling One Life to Live to ABC for $6 million. Huh? That's the first time I found out that this little gentle lady over here was not just the staff writer. Because when I got all these dumb stories with the, all the things that were happening, I figured it was those people up there in the tower. She was Creative Horizons. She was the CEO. She was the whole, she owned the whole, and was she clever? She was a brilliant writer, even more brilliant for money. She knew all about money, because if she had sold that show at the very beginning, they would have gotten it for spit, because it had no track record. She waited until that show was the hottest thing in daytime, and then she sold it for $6 million, which was incredible money at the time, and became the seed money of a fortune that would go into the tens and tens and tens of millions. But that was where her seed money came from. And so she turned me over to ABC. ABC took hold of me as a fringe character, Lillian and as Alice, the big show. And that's the way the rest of the thing went. But what was so fascinating about all that was that an enormous amount of, I didn't still get any notion of what was really happening. All I knew was things were happening and I didn't have the information. I had to make a whole readjustment on the fact that she was the one who had made all those contracts and what have you. And no sooner do I do that than I'm working for ABC, and it's a whole different ballgame. I never understood what happened to me after that. The irony is I made, even as the third Vicki came aboard in 71, Al came aboard in 72, and she made all that, in 73, she sold that show for $6 million. They had nothing to do with making her able to sell that show in $6 million. I did. I had everything to do with the fact that that show was so valuable. Because immediately I'll go back into what she got from hiring us. Immediately, I was responsible. In 73, I made less money, not more money.
This is under ABC?
No, under her.
Under her.
I made less money. My last salary from Agnes Nixon in 73, when she sold that show, was less than I made in 1969. Al and the third Vicki had nothing to do with making that show worth $6 million. I had everything to do with it. Let me tell you what happened in terms of immediately that she went out and I was outed as a black person. And she went out there and said, in addition to all the stuff I told you in terms of the incredible press in those days, they weren't paying attention to soaps. My God, only women watch them? How could it be important? It's in the daytime. They're selling little items like soap and toilet paper and Kleenex. You know, I mean, that was the general attitude. She got major attention. And so she gets an historic legacy for breaking racial barriers and bringing diversity and social depth, relevance. All of her That was her historic legacy, was that she turned soap from some silly little something with like Romance of Helen Trent for lovesick housewives into something with character and depth and social significance and relevance. That's her historic legacy, and broke the racial barrier to boot and what have you.